for us.
Now it loops the other way now, so you're the final pick in this next round. So how reactive do you need to be? I'm sure Sakes has got a name on his piece of paper there, but it could change a few times.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I think
Be
we're
back
pretty
in a minute,
comfortable with where
guys.
we're going and the direction
Stick
we want
with
to
me.
take. So unless that player gets chosen, which is it could be a likely possibility, we'll have certainly some contingencies to sort that out. But it might be a good chance to grab a bite to eat, Harry, I reckon.
All right, well, don't miss any of the coverage. All right, well
Ready?
done.
Thanks.
That's Brad Hodge, a man that's been wonderful for this competition for so many years, Kath, but a lot of discussions happening down here still.
Well, we thought round two was going to be pretty interesting, and that it was.
Oh, it certainly was. Asif Ali, that's another bolter, in my view. Quality player. But just picking up on Ricky's comment there, bringing two Pakistanis together, it's actually quite a smart play because it's not easy for particularly players from the subcontinent to come to a new environment and fit in straight away. So why not bring a mate, someone that he feels comfortable around? They're going to hopefully play key roles together in that middle order for the Hurricanes. So they've obviously, you can see that the team have done a lot of homework and they're really picking specific players that they need for their squad.
And also knowing Darren Berry's worked with Asif Ali too, that's a huge advantage. Let's recap round two, and well, it started with the Melbourne Renegades. They selected Majib, you were right with that one, Boof, and then Joe Clark to the Stars, which I think you correctly predicted too, Huss.
Yeah, well, they need a wicket-keeper batsman, and I don't think they could afford to wait another round, so they just wanted to lock him away. I think Colin Munro, that's a good signing for the Brisbane Heat, and he'll be very good for them. I think there's a couple of bolters in there, as mentioned, Colin de Grandon Boof. That's a bit of a bolter, and Asif Ali.
Yeah, it is. Asif Ali, we were looking at him very closely. That's very good intel from Darren Berry, who coached in the PSL for a long time. So I know our boys will be working in what they do next. He's one of those players. So a couple of surprises, but everyone will be very happy again, I reckon.
And we saw another retention pick with Laurie Evans being retained by the Perth Scorchers, but the main retention pick in round one was that of the Adelaide Strikers retaining Rashid Khan, and I'm pleased to say he joins us now. Rashid, congratulations. So you've even got the Strikers blue on. How relieved are you to know that you're going back to the Strikers for BBL 12?
Quite relieved and so happy to be back for the Strikers, and it wasn't a kind of surprise, but I had that kind of doubt in the mind what will happen, and so happy to be back for the Strikers. Played 5-6 years for them and had my best time there, so looking forward to play again for the beautiful franchise in front of that beautiful ground and in the crowd. So especially the New Year night game is amazing.
You were confident of being retained, but did your heart skip a little bit? Were you a little bit nervous when the Melbourne Stars called out your name?
Yes, I was a little bit. Just had a chat with Travis here as well. So he said, imagine if that happened, he didn't retain you, so it would have been a different story. But I'm so happy to be back for the Strikers, and I was expecting them that definitely they're going to go for it.
Rashid Khan, Darren Lehman here, mate. You've got Chris Lynn joining you at the Strikers. You must be happy with that one?
Yes, happy to have him in our side. We all know how dangerous he is, and he has done some amazing innings in the Big Bash. So so happy to have someone like him in the top order, and it will be great. My first time being with him to play together, so will be a great experience for me as well, and as a team, I think it's a great combination.
Rashid, what is it about the Big Bash and also the Adelaide Strikers that just keeps bringing you back year after year?
I think it's competition. It's always as a spinner hard for you to go there and perform, and that is something you face different kind of challenges in different city, and that is something which as a player makes me mentally very strong and does allow me to experience different things, and it made me a better bowler as well, and also improve my skills with different conditions, and also the fans, the kind of love I got from them during the tough times when I was here, and the love, the support I got from them is unbelievable, and that is something which doesn't allow me to go anywhere else, to go to the Strikers and also to the Big Bash. We went all around Australia, we played everywhere, and we get the kind of support and love. So that is something which doesn't allow me to skip this competition and always enjoy myself being there and playing in the Big Bash.
Oh, you're very loyal. Rashid Khan, congratulations. Can't wait to see you back on Adelaide Oval for the Strikers soon.
Thank you so much. See you all soon, definitely.
would have seemed wrong seeing Rashid Khan in other colours, wouldn't it?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. The strikers were always going to retain him. So, and he's been amazing for the competition. He really has. You know, he's a bums on seats man. He brings the crowd in and he just performs year in, year out. He's still the number one T20 bowler in the world, isn't he?
Loves the game.
Oh my goodness, it's still
Absolute nuppy. We love him. It's going to be great to see Rashid Khan
Andrea
back
Russell.
on Adelaide Oval shortly. A reminder that the Women's Big Bash, that is not too far away. That begins on October 13. We'll be back with round 3 of the Big Bash draft shortly.
That is nicely timed off the plane. The crowd like it, so they should too. Very nice looking shot. Oh no! Goes on the attack. Mooney to the left. The Scorchers are up and about. The openers are gone.
To celebrate the new series House of the Dragon, Fox.
Spare a thought for the Sydney Thunder,
They're back
coming
up.
up next and what they will do.
Round 3.
I'm probably going an all-rounder, so like a Lewis Gregory or a Tom Abel, availability for them the whole tournament, so it'll be interesting to see which way they go. They've got to be really comfortable. They're well planned, look, they're ready to go, so...
Yeah. I think these last 2 rounds we're going to start to see some different players that maybe we aren't really expecting. I know we didn't really expect Asif Ali or de Grandhomme, but I think even more so now there might be... But there's still some pretty good players out there that haven't been picked up.
Yeah.
There are, and you'll have some passes because of the salary cap issues some
Right.
franchise may face. So they might have to pass this round to go into the bronze round.
Yeah. So it is the Hobart Hurricanes. Not too much chit-chat going on at the moment. We believe we're moments away from revealing their first pick of round 3. It is the reverse order of the first 2 rounds, and then in round 4 we will revert back to the normal order with the Melbourne Renegades, the first selection. So this is a rare occasion for the Hobart Hurricanes to have the first pick of the round. And we await the suspense.
There's a lot of computers here.
Picks in. Mark Howard.
I think there's a lot of concern around pressing the wrong button too, because you don't want to be the man to press the wrong button and get the wrong pick and really stuff it up. Rick, who have you gone for?
We've gone for our third Pakistani, actually, Howard. We've gone for Fahim Ashraf.
Fahim Ashraf. I'm not too familiar with Fahim. Tell us a little bit about him.
Probably not. He's a right-arm fast bowler, strong left-hand middle-order striker at the end. Once again, actually, Lehman got it right. We needed all round. We were looking once again for full-time availability, which he'll give. And when Shadab goes, he'll play that sort of similar sort of role, but obviously as a fast bowler.
Oh, gee, they'll be selling some purple shirts in Pakistan.
It's all part of it, mate, isn't it? It's all part of it.
So 3 Pakistanis heading to Hobart.
Well, there we go. So a few surprise looks amongst you two when they called out Fahim's name, but this is what we were expecting perhaps from Ricky Ponting and the Hurricanes. They've got a wealth of knowledge in terms of overseas players being involved in all the T20 competitions around the league.
Yeah, well, it's
around the
James
world.
Hopes and Darren Berry influence there, and then talking to each other and making sure they've got it right. They've got the all-rounder. He strikes at 140 and his best bowling 6 for 19, so he can play, and that's what they're looking for.
The pick's in for the Sydney Thunder.
Yeah, time going quickly now, and handshakes over the Hurricanes. It's all smiles over there. Time going quickly now. Sean, where are you going?
Riley Russo.
Riley Russo, okay.
The Thunder
Pretty
have
good
gone
international
Riley Russo.
performer. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, we're looking for an experienced batter at 4, so he fits in beautifully. Left-hander, hard hitting. He'll work really well around all our young right-handed batters, and we think it will make a good mix at the top.
Was he in your planning or something that popped up at this point?
We were hoping it'd still be available, so yeah, it was definitely part of the planning.
Well done, Riley Russo.
Thanks, mate.
You're a Sydney Thunder man, Huss. Your thoughts?
It's a great signing, and he's been in electric form in the last 12 months or so. Look at that strike rate, 142. He's got a good average as well. Playing some excellent cricket, a lot of experience, and he'll fit nicely into that top order for the Sydney Thunder. The only surprising thing, I thought they were going to go a fast bowler for their last pick, their third pick. But yeah, I think it's a great signing for the Thunder.
Yeah, very good signing. It's just interesting, the tactics now, isn't it? Do you pass, do you play, do you bid? Scorchers will know what they want, and that'll really come.
Pick's in.
Whipping through quick now. Kathy, you caught me on the hop there. Adam, who are you going for round 3?
We're going with Phil Salt.
Phil Salt, okay, been a wonderful performer in this competition. He's done a bit of work over there in blue. Why Phil?
We need a top order option. We had a look at a few of the guys who have already gone, but we think Phil's a great option at the top of the order. So looking forward to welcoming him.
Have you got a handle on his availability?
Yeah, not available the whole time, but we're looking forward to a few of our Aussie players coming at the back end. But we think Phil will also play really well at Optus Stadium.
Cheers, thanks Adam.
Thank you.
Little technical error there, so ignore that retention pick graphic. That wasn't meant to happen, but Phil Salts for the Scorchers.
Good player, takes the game on. You know, he's played with the Strikers for a few years. But, that's one of those signings, one of the top order player hustlers.
Well, they'd lost Curtis Patterson back to the Sydney Sixers, so they needed that top order player, I think, to come in there. And he's dynamic at the top. Look at that strike rate, 150. He's got some experience of playing in the big batch as well, so he's going to come in ready to go.
It's getting a little bit stressful, isn't it? It's moving along nice and quickly now, and the Adelaide Strikers are on the clock. They've got 45 seconds. What do you think they'll do?
I think they'll try and get Cobain. They had him last year. He was very successful, wasn't he? Still on the table, wasn't he?
Yeah, the only thing, I still think they need a top order player, because you've got to remember that Carey and Travis Head aren't going to be available for first half of the tournament.
Game show continues. Diz, where are we going?
We're going Adam Hose for England.
Okay, why Adam?
Look, he's a pretty dynamic player in the middle order for the Birmingham Bears, and he plays in the 100 comp. We think it complements our squad. You know, we're backing in our local players. We've got some dynamic batters in our top 3. We'll get Travis Head and Alex Carey back after the Test series. So we feel that with our picks that we've got, obviously DeGrundam will have a bit of consistency available for 14 games, and Adam will be also available for 14 games. So we think that consistency, and it just complements the rest of our squad, because we feel that we've put together a really strong squad, and Adam will just fit in nicely.
Very briefly, did Phil Salt come in?
Adam Hose.
Yeah, he did again. I think as Adam alluded to, availability, it was something we considered. Obviously, picking Rashid Khan up front and only available for half the tournament, we prioritised availability for our other 2 picks.
Thanks, Diz.
No worries.
Availability is the word tonight. So you had a good nod of the head when that. Hold that thought. There's been a pass from the Sydney Sixers, so all teams are going to have to pass at some stage, and the Sydney Sixers have done so in round 3. Over to Mark Howard.
Not much I can ask you about a pass, to be fair, Sheffy, but why the pass?
In these modern times, you've got to live by your budget, Howie, and so, money is difficult, so we pass.
Did you think about telling the man beside you maybe just to take a bit of a haircut?
He's already taking unders, he's just told me, so, look, we've got to move on from there.
Okay.
So it's not really what we're missing out this year, it's what we're bringing to the team. We think our last pick's going to be quite interesting.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Oh, what a tease. Our last pick's going to be interesting. The Brisbane Heat, they are on the clock. So, as you alluded to, Boof, the salary cap is going to start to become an issue for all teams. What do you think the Heat's going to do now?
It'll be interesting for us, but I know Shippy's very tight. That's why he would have passed anyway.
Now, I don't want to be nasty.
There's about I think it's a $75,000 difference between the silver and bronze zone. So, salary cap does come in.
Brisbane Heat have passed too. You're expecting that, Boof?
76ers and nothing. Not 76ers. I'm thinking about NBA.
We're just going to see what happens this last round.
The Sixers and the Heat both have passed.
Where everyone will pick in bronze, you would think. You've got to have had 2 picks already, and now it's going to be interesting last round.
It's unlike Mark Howard's wanted to chat there, but he wasn't interested in the Brisbane Heat boys. So Melbourne Stars are next. They are on the clock. They've got 1:25 to decide who they're going with, or if they're going to pass. So we'll wait and see. What do you think your brother's thinking right now, Huss?
Well, I think the pass is going to be a common theme throughout this particular round. One from a salary cap perspective, and then it just all sort of, I guess, is a massive climax in that last round, that 4th round, because as we said, there's still some very, very good players still on the table, and it might just come down to how much they can afford.
So the Melbourne Stars with the second last pick of round 3, and then it is their crosstown rivals and the Renegades with the last pick. Picks in.
Pick is in. Who did they pick?
No pass.
Bravo.
So you made a selection. What are you thinking?
Bravo.
We're going to select Luke Wood, all-rounder, left armour, good 3-dimensional player, champion person.
Where do you get your information about Luke from?
I actually played with him at Notts, so yeah, good all-round cricketer, gives his all, dominates for Lancashire in their domestic county season, but also performed particularly well for the Trent Rockets too.
We heard the discussions about salary cap. Who's juggling that behind the scenes and letting you know where you are and how much you've got to spend?
Well, that's why we've got the best GM in the business, so he's handling the budget, and yeah, fortunately we've got lots of money to spend.
Lots of money, all right, well done.
Thank you.
I wish I was the Melbourne Stars with lots of money to spend. So, thoughts, Luke Wood?
Good signing. Yeah, quick swing.
I would have went for Bravo or Duplessis.
Saw him last year in the 100, so yeah, that's one that people would have been looking at.
It's what I love about the Big Bash is it
We-
does unearth a lot of
We
new
need to
talent as
pick
well. We see
Bravo.
the big names,
Bravo.
and, you know, they do come and play, but there's also these
Bravo.
chance rounds that come in and they just make a massive impact, and it can really kickstart their career into the international world as well.
Yep. So the Melbourne Renegades, a bit of a different scenario for them in that they have the last pick of the round, but then they will have the first pick of the next round.
The pass.
Pass. Okay, so we've seen a few passes this round and understandable.
The Renegades have passed.